Hello there, I am Black Bright News, and as a black woman, I've always been criticised for my looks, my hair, my makeup, whatever it is I do using filters. But I want to share with you a story which might help explain why these adornments happen. This is not an apology, it's just an explanation. So, black women's hair has never just been hair, it's always been read, judged, interpreted, and used as evidence of authenticity, loyalty, morality, confidence, self hatred, or deception. No other group's grooming choices carry this much symbolic weight. And the trap is this: black women are asked to perform naturalness by black men in a world that does not reward them for it. When a black woman wears her hair natural, she is told it is political, aggressive, unpolished, unprofessional, or quietly undesirable. When she alters it, she is accused of imitation, dishonesty, or self-rejection. There is no neutral choice. What makes this especially painful is the contradiction you named but rarely hear acknowledged out loud. Many black women are policed into natural beauty by men who do not desire it. So the demand is not actually about authenticity, it's about control. So let's talk about the word fraud, because that's where the cruelty sharpens. Calling a woman a fraud for adorning herself assumes something deeply unfair, that her body exists primarily as a truth-telling device for male consumption. Sorry, let me drink some water. Oh, I've got none left, shame. Anyway, calling a woman a fraud for adorning herself assumes something deeply unfair, that her body exists primarily as a truth-telling device for male consumption, that her appearance is a contract, that her attraction entitles the viewer to permanence, that effort is deception, not expression. But no one accuses a man with a beard of fraud when he shaves it, someone with gym lighting of trickery when they leave the room, a tailored suit of lying about the body beneath it. Adornment is understood everywhere else as a social language, except on black women. On black women, adornment is treated like a crime scene. Wigs, makeup, locks, braids, filters. These are not masks, they are responses. Responses to cameras that flatten and distort darker skin. Lighting designed for whiteness. Beauty economies that reward proximity to Eurocentric norms. Social systems that attach worth to polish, youth, and legibility. I've got this cough. And importantly, they are responses to withholding. Some black women are not told they are beautiful by their own black men. In that absence, self-adornment becomes not vanity, but self-repair. If affirmation is not offered, it will be manufactured. If beauty is not named, it will be declared. If confidence is not granted, it will be constructed. That is not fraud, that is survival. A filter is not a lie, it's a translation. Cameras are not neutral. They exaggerate shadows, distort proportions, strip warmth, they flatten depth, especially on aging faces and darker skin tones. A filter restores what the lens removes, and confidence matters. Confidence changes posture, voice, presence. It changes how people receive you and how you receive yourself. So the real question is it wrong? The real question isn't, is it wrong? The real question is, who benefits when women are discouraged from feeling good about themselves? Because shame has always been more useful to a society than joy. The final cruelty in all of this is the way personality is erased. When a woman is admired, she's accused of trickery. When she is revealed as human, she's accused of failing the fantasy. Her humour, kindness, resilience, intelligence, these are treated as secondary to whether she maintained the visual spell. That tells you something important. The accusation of fraud is not about honesty, it's about resentment. Resentment that a woman had agency. A resentment that desire was not earned through submission. Resentment that beauty was chosen, not bestowed. So where do I stand in all of this? A black woman who wears wigs, makeup, and uses filters. I'm an adult who understands media, optics, psychology, and self-presentation. I'm using tools available to me to feel confident and happy in a world that is not designed to reflect you kindly. That is not deception. That is discernment. Black women are punished for not altering themselves, but for refusing to suffer quietly while doing so. Adornment becomes controversial only when it produces joy, confidence, and autonomy in people society is accustomed to humbling. And perhaps the most radical truth here is this. A woman does not owe the world her rawness in order to deserve love. She does not owe permanence to attraction. She does not owe pain to be considered real. Sometimes beauty is not about being seen, but about finally seeing yourself with kindness. And that has never been wrong. So I write this because I get so much criticisms. Why are you wearing filters? Why do you wear a wig? Why can't you be natural? Why do you have to wear makeup? Blah, blah, blah. It goes on and on and on. Why not? I'm a beautiful woman. I can dress and do what I like. I don't owe anybody an explanation. But I've given you one, and I hope it helps you to stop making those judgments and assuming that it's because I don't love myself, because I love myself very much. In all corners of myself, there is love. So don't get it twisted now, and you have a wonderful evening. Bye-bye.